God has plans to prosper you, give you hope and a future too. So let me remind you of what you have the power to do.
You've been on a journey, trying to find your way. Like the sun, you're rising, 'cause today's your day to unlock every gift inside. Let your potential flow. Don't let anybody kill your vibe. Time to bust up and show. Gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Act like you know you can win. Live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired. To rise a little higher with Cassandra. They said you'd never make it, but you're still here. Kept on pushing through all your doubts and fears. Never let a hater see you sweat. Remember who you are. When they go low, let them reap what they sow while you go far. Gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Baby, shine like a star. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra. If you got haters, they gon' hate. Keep your head up and just be great. It's your season, your winning season with Cassandra. Rise up, time to get on your grind. Go after your dreams, no time to fall behind. Push till the end and never give in. It's your winning season, get ready to win. Keep moving forward and never look back. It's time to get motivated with Cassandra Mack. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra Mack. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired. To rise a little higher with Cassandra Mack.
Ever wonder why haters seem to always run in packs? When they come at you in a group, like a mob. It's like they got their own personal posse of envious spirits that run together. We're going to be talking about that today. Today's video was brought to you by my book, Simple Prayers for Spiritual Warfare. It's a powerful book of tactical, practical warfare prayers. Each prayer starts with a scripture specific to a specific area of warfare. So if you were dealing with spiritual warfare and you want to stand in your power, you want to stand in your victory, I would encourage you to get the book. There is also a spiritual warfare assessment included in the book where you can assess if what you're dealing with is actually spiritual warfare. And there's a whole chapter dedicated to warfare prayers dealing with enemies and ops. So the link is in the video description box. So here's the thing about haters, always running up to people in packs, always operating in packs. And maybe you've had this experience. Maybe you were at the job, you're minding your business, and it's a group of women who don't like you. It could be a group of men that don't like you. They point or they look in your direction and they all start laughing. And when you walk over, everybody gets eerily silent. And when you walk away again, the laughter starts again. So you know the joke is on you. You were not brain dead. You were not paranoid. You had enough run-ins with the group and whoever the little ringleader is to know that they are starting with the foolery. Or perhaps you're in the cafeteria and you go to sit down at the table and they all get up as soon as you sit down and move to another seat. And they are purposefully trying to make you feel rejected and isolated so that they can get under your skin. Have you ever experienced something like this or similar? Maybe you walk over to a group who's talking and they stop talking and they walk away to another area, huddled together to send the message, you're not included, you're not invited. And the list goes on. So here's the thing you got to remember about a person who is in a stage of full-blown envy, and they are wanting to be an agent of Satan, to do his bidding and really run forward with those envious feelings towards you. You got to remember that a hater is a predatory spirit, and a predator is a wolf. You're dealing with a wolf. And so when you think about wolves, wolves hunt in packs. Matthew 10:16 says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove." And so this scripture, Jesus talking to his disciples, lets us know that in this world we're going to encounter predatory people. A wolf will rip you to shreds without a second thought and have no mercy. And when you're dealing with people with that Wolverine, hating, envious spirit, oftentimes they hunt in packs. So if you were the target of the envy and they're hunting you to steal your joy, to kill your confidence, to destroy the things that you were trying to build, there are some clear reasons why they do this. And so let's begin to look at this. And even Jesus faced this. When the Pharisees, who were the religious folk of the day, the religious folk of that day, they would often come at Jesus in a group. And so don't be surprised when this happens to you. And it's crazy because you notice that they bring back up their squad, a committee, a mob. And just like the Pharisees, who constantly came at Jesus in groups, trying to trap, accuse, and intimidate. So what does this mean for you when haters try to come at you in a group? So here's the psychology of the group attack, See, there's power in numbers. And when a person is insecure at the core, because remember, you're dealing with a hater. And when a person is envious and insecure at the core, they feel like they need backup. The reason you're able to walk alone is because you walk with God. And so you don't need a whole mob. You don't need a whole posse. You can stand on your own square. You may have moments where it feels overwhelming. We're all only human. But at the core, because you serve God, you walk with God, and you desire to do the will of God, you can walk alone because you were never alone. You were actually with God. But you got to remember that when a person is in that space where they want to serve Satan, they're not walking with God. And so they feel like they need backup because they don't have the same power you have. So here are some reasons why really insecure haters want to form a posse to try to come at you with the foolery and the shenanigans. Number one, to intimidate you. Because when it's a group, the likelihood of getting you to back down, getting you to kind of just shrink in who you are and dim your light, the likelihood of that increases because now they're showing you a group so they can stand on, well, it's not only me who feels you're a show off. I mean, everybody feels you're a show off. We all feel this way. And so what they're doing is like a Jedi mind trick to try to make you believe that everybody in the world thinks you're a show off when all you're doing is coming to work, looking good, smelling good, being professional, doing what you do, minding the business that pays you, not getting caught up in gossip. But because your light disturbs the darkness within them, they are looking for a reason to justify their hatred and envy towards you. And so when they can get other people to co-sign on their wicked agenda, it makes them feel more powerful. And you got to remember that you are powerful because greater is the Christ in you than any devil, demon, or hater in this world. You got to remember that. So that's the first reason. So know what's going on. This is what I'm getting at psychologically. So you're dealing with psychological warfare, which essentially is spiritual warfare. So know that that's what you're dealing with. 2, they want to validate their lies. So they believe when you're dealing with a hater that by having other people around, it validates their lies as truth. Because you got to remember, Satan is a liar, right? He is the father of lies in accordance with John 8:44. And so when you are dealing with someone who wants to serve Satan, they want to pass off lies as truth. And so when they bring a whole posse that's saying the same thing, essentially what they're trying to get you to believe is that if multiple people are saying it, it must be true. If multiple people are saying that you're sleeping with the boss, because maybe they're throwing mud on your name and they started a lie and you're not sleeping with the boss. You are just very good at what you do and upper management notices it. But now they're starting a rumor about you. And if multiple people are saying it, it must be true. And so what they are trying to do is weigh you down with the enormity of the lie. And this is where you're going to have to put on your belt of truth. We have spiritual armor. Grab my mug. I have a mug that will definitely bless your life. It is the whole armor of God mug. And it has the 6 pieces of armor where you have a visual reminder to start your day dressed for success. I'll leave the link in the video description box. And if you're coming to church by phone this Sunday, bring the mug with you. It definitely is going to bless your life. So number 1, they want to intimidate you. Number 2, they're trying to validate their lies, that if multiple people are saying the same thing about you, it must be true. This is a form of actually group gaslighting, and I'm going to do a separate video on that. And so it is a form of group gaslighting to make you believe that the lie is the truth, to try to bend your reality. But you have a sound mind. You do not have an erratic mind. In Christ, you have a sound mind. God hasn't given you a spirit of fear in accordance with the scriptures, but he's given you one of power, love, and a sound mind. So let your sound mind be strong. Third, they want to make you feel blindsided. So that's the third reason. It's an ambush. They want to make you feel blindsided, because when multiple people are coming at you with multiple accusations, they're saying multiple mean things about you, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and blindsided, because now it's not an attack from one person, but it's multiple attacks. And what they're trying to do is weaken your confidence. But let's look at how Jesus responded to the Pharisees, because they came to him in groups. They came to him in groups, and Jesus stood on his square. Jesus didn't need no group or posse. When the Pharisees came at him, he said what he needed to say. And so Jesus faced group attacks constantly, but he never panicked. He never wavered. He never caved in. He handled them with power, with truth, and with strength. And you as a believer have the light of Christ in you. You have the Holy Spirit guiding you to all truth. And so you are empowered to do the same thing. So number 1, he exposed their motives. He exposed their motives. We see this in Matthew 22:18-22, when the Pharisees and the Herodians were attempting to trap Jesus with a question about paying taxes to Caesar. And he recognizes their malice. And he calls them out, and he answers with wisdom. Right? And so I'm going to read it to you. Let me read the New International Version. But Jesus, knowing their evil intent, said, "You hypocrites, why are you trying to trap me? Show me the coin used for paying the tax." They brought him a denarii, and he asked them, "Whose image is this, and whose inscription?" "Caesar's," they replied. Then he said to them, "So give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." When they heard this, they were amazed. So they left him and went away. That's Matthew 22:18-22. So they're coming at Jesus with the foolery and the shenanigans. They trying to trap Jesus. But how you going to trap the King of Kings? That's not even possible, because he's 10 steps ahead of you, 100 steps ahead of you, 1,000 steps ahead of you. And so he discerned, that's where your discernment, he discerned their wickedness right off rip, right from the gate. He discerned their wickedness and he called it out. Like, why are you trying to trap me? I see you for who you are. He didn't cower. No, why are you trying to trap me? And he used their own words against them. He used their own words against them. Whose inscription is on the coin? Whose face is on the coin? Well, then common sense. Give Caesar what is Caesar's. Common sense. And give God what is God's. Common sense. And so you remember that God has given you discernment. God has given you a working brain. You got common sense. And he says, show me the coin. Show me the coin. And sometimes you got to be the same way. And you got to be like, show me the coin. And by coin, it's show me the proof of what you're saying. Show me the proof. Because I recognize that you're a liar. And the fact that you're in a group doesn't change the fact that you're a liar. You're just with a group of liars now. Show me the coin. Show me the proof. Show me the email I supposedly sent. Show me the text I supposedly sent. Show me the video footage if you're accusing me of theft. You know why you can't show it to me? Because you's a liar. You's a liar. Every time you open up your mouth, lies fall out of your mouth, because you are a child of the devil. You're a child of the devil. And so sometimes you just got to stand on your square. This is what I'm getting at. So that's number one. He exposed them. Number two, he answered with wisdom. He flipped the script on them. They were trying to come at him to try to see if he would answer the question in a way where he would put his foot in his mouth and they could use that against him. Right? But Jesus is 1,000 steps ahead of them. And so you got to remember that when people are coming to you with knowledge from the devil, you have wisdom from up above, from the Most High. So you have divine knowledge that they don't have. And so this is where you got to take a deep breath. You got to tap into the power of God so that you're not flying off the handle, so that you're not flabbergasted, so that they're not baiting you into saying something that makes you put your foot in your mouth. Answer with wisdom. He answered with wisdom. Show me the coin. Before he even said anything, show me the coin. And so don't be so quick to want to defend yourself and speak. Let them show you what they have. They accusing you of something, show it to me. You can't show me nothing, conversation's over, it's dead. Conversation's over. I don't care if it's 5 of you standing here. The conversation is over. Unless you have a way of going down my vocal cords and forcing a sentence to come out of my mouth, I don't know how you're going to make me talk. So when you are clear about this, you can answer with wisdom. That's what Jesus did. And then third, know when to leave. Know when to leave. Know when to get out of Dodge. See, Jesus refused to engage in the foolery because he knew when to get out of Dodge. You got to know when to get out of Dodge. And so we see this in Luke 4:28 and 30, where in the synagogue, so again, we're dealing with religious folk. In the synagogue, I'm just going to read it to you. Luke 4:28 through 30, King James Version. And all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath, and rose up and thrust him out of the city, and led him onto the brow of the hill, whereon their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. But he, passing through the midst of them, went his way. So the group was basically trying to throw Jesus off the hill. Right? It says they're trying to throw him off the hill, that they might cast him down headlong. But he maneuvered his way out of that situation and he went his way. He wasn't arguing with them. And so you got to know and discern. And remember, you have a working brain. You have the gift of discernment. And if you've come to my workshops on Spiritual Discernment 101 and Spiritual Discernment 102, you've learned how to train your power of discernment. And you have the workbooklet that came with the workshop to refer to. You got your action guide. You have your goal setting guide. You have your principles to really begin to dive into discernment. You have all of that in your workbook for those who came to the workshop. You have the different levels of discernment and knowing when and how to engage each level. You have all of that information. And so use your tools. And so you got to know when you got to get out of Dodge. You got to know, like, I'm not even taking this meeting. You got to know when to decline the invitation. Nah, this might be a setup. I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to go. You got to know how to do that. And so we see that he refused to engage in the foolery. And that includes not putting yourself in physical harm's way because you've got discernment. You've got discernment. And so I hope that this has helped to answer the question, why is it that haters seem to always run in packs? Because a hater is a predator. A hater is both a predator and a parasite. Y'all ain't gonna like me today. A hater is both a predator and a parasite because it's a predatory spirit and it is a parasitic spirit. What does the Bible say about envy? James 3:16 is very clear. Get mad at you want. Get mad all you want. James 3:16 is clear. It says, where there's envy and self-seeking, there's confusion and every evil work. Every evil work. Every evil work includes murder. Every evil work. Every evil work. Where there's envy and self-seeking. So when a person is harboring that spirit of envy, and in addition, they're self-seeking, they want to move that envious agenda forward to try to create harm for you, whether it's mental harm, emotional harm, or worse. You got to know that where there's envy and self-seeking, number one, you're going to see confusion. It may start with he say, she say, lying on your name. That's a form of confusion. Spreading rumors about you. That's all confusion. Trying to gaslight you. Trying to make you believe that if 5 people feel the same way, that it must be true. It must be true. But what if you're dealing with 5 low vibrational people and you are a high vibrational being following in the footsteps of Jesus Christ? None of us are perfect. We all fall short of the glory. But you ain't out here trying to harm nobody. You clearly, you ain't serving Satan. And so if you in the lion's den and things of God, you can have a bunch of people. Think about the Pharisees, right? That was a group. It was a group of them coming against Jesus. But just because it was a group of them doesn't mean they were right. All of them were wicked. All of their hearts were wicked when they came to him about the coin. Really about paying taxes because they was trying to trip him up to have something to accuse him with. They were all wicked, serving the same wicked agenda. So don't think because it's a group that they're automatically right and you're wrong. They want to get inside your head and make you doubt who you are in God. You be prayerful. Ask God to give you discernment. Ask God to give you wisdom from up above. Get the book Rise Above the Haters. That's another book that's going to give you kingdom-based strategies. And it's also going to really help you put on paper a lot of the emotional turmoil that comes at the result of being a target of an envious person, because it is painful. And that book has journaling prompts. It has self-reflective questions, and it gives you a kingdom-based model to keep on rising, shining, and thriving despite who's hating on you, who don't want to see you win, who don't like you. That's Rise Above the Haters. So we have tools for you that'll help you beyond a general public video. And you can always become a member of the Wellness Club. The Wellness Club is one of the tiers of membership here in the YouTube channel. where we focus on mental self-care, emotional well-being, inner healing, spiritual self-care through a biblical lens. And we have a conference call that you call into. It's live, and you're able to talk to me live. But not just me, you're able to share your tips and your self-care things that you're doing with the group. You're able to come up to the mic and do that in the Wellness Club. And so it's essentially mental self-care through a biblical lens, and it's way cheaper than therapy. It's way cheaper than therapy. And so when you do the cost analysis, you are getting beyond a bargain. It is worth the investment. You can't put a price on your mental health, and you need to invest in the things that you want to grow. So I would encourage you to do that. If you want more than the public videos, if you go with the public videos, then you're good. But if you want more, I would encourage you to join the Wellness Club, or you can also join the Faith Builders tier of membership. So the Faith Builders tier is another tier of membership here at the YouTube channel that includes the replays of our Sunday Church by Phone sermons. So Church by Phone is always free and available to the public, the live service on Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But what happens for a lot of folks is after the service, there are points that you want to reflect on. There are things that you want to go back and dive deeper into. And for that, you need to have the replay. And so the Faith Builders tier gives you the weekly replays for Church by Phone. And that's going to help you build your faith and build who you are authentically. So those are some things we have available, and we have some workshops coming up as well. If you're a woman who is in business, or you aspire to be in business, maybe you're a Christian content creator, you have a podcast, a YouTube channel, TikTok, and you want to ground your content creation business, or your business, whatever it may be, in biblical principles, the workshop we have coming up is a Zoom workshop, so you can attend from anywhere in the world. It's happening August 16th, 2025, and it's the Proverbs 31 Woman workshop for enterprising women. I'll leave the link in the video description box. It'll take you to the Eventbrite page where you can find out more about this ticketed event. In September, I'm doing a workshop called How to Test the Spirit with Accuracy. So we know that it's important to test the spirit, but what are you testing the spirit for? How do you test the spirit with accuracy? So this workshop is going to give you the tools and the principles to be able to do that. And all of my workshops come with a work guidebook that's only available with the workshop. So I'll leave both links in the description box so that those who are interested, you can find out more. So I want to say thank you to those of you who donate to this channel, to this ministry. We could not do what we do without your financial support. So I want to say a big thank you. If this channel and ministry has been a blessing to you, and you find it in your heart that you would like to sow a seed, you can go to our website, CassandraMacMinistries.com, click on the button that says donate, and follow the prompts from there. Or you can always give a super thanks if you find it in your heart and you were led to do so. So with that being said, be blessed, be safe. Please be safe when you're out and about. There's a lot of unhinged people in the world. Let's do our best to be kind, but let's take our common sense with us. Until next time.